Ethereum mining changed the world, and the end of Ethereum mining has changed it yet again. Today we're going to be looking at some of these ETH clones and if they're worth mining. Because at the end of the day, other than obviously acquiring the mining hardware, the mining rig, or building it with, say, GPUs, you could get a purpose-built miner like an ASIC miner, those custom computer things. So other than getting the hardware, you use electricity to mine. A lot of people already have hardware, but they don't feel like they have a coin worth mining anymore now with the final, still kind of crazy, death of ETH mining. So today we're going to be breaking down these Ethereum clones and how some of them may be more promising than you may know or realize. My name is Voskcoin on the Voskcoin YouTube channel. I love mining. Don't believe me? Check this out. 2017 was absolutely insane. Because luckily, I mined some Ethereum right before it shot up. I made a lot of money with that rig. Here's the question. Is GPU mining still profitable? Half my rigs are offline. Poverty, here I come. Sold the mining shed. Yeah, I sold the mining shed. Bitmain has released their Ethereum ASIC miners. Profitable, it's quiet, it does not consume a lot of energy. I'm sad, I'm disappointed. Here we are. Ethereum's total supply increased by 1,022 since the merge. Pre-merge, that number would have been 30,000 Ethereum, which is a pretty crazy and stark contrast, but that's not really why we're here today, now is it? I just switched over a miner to ETHW, but what may have surprised you, depending on the mining pool you were using for Ethereum, they may have actually auto-switched you. My miner had no downtime, and this isn't going back as far as we needed to go in order to prove this, but yeah, simply put, my miner had no downtime. I was mining Ethereum, see you later, there you go. Then the merge hit and Ethereum was no longer mineable. What I realized is when I went to switch my miner over to just do some testing and get some numbers, is that my miner actually was already here. F2 pool had switched me over. F2 pool also supports not only ETHW, but ETF. I guess Ethereum finally got that ETF they were looking for. But it's not the one we were looking for. No. This ain't your dad's ETF. It's different. So let's kind of break down what's going on. So we're mining this wannabe. We're getting these coins. What's it even worth? Is it worth burning up our electricity for it, right? But before we break that down, let's talk about Ethereum Classic. Look at this hash rate boom. Ethereum Classic is a top 50 cryptocurrency. It's, in my opinion, just simply a Trojan horse for Ethereum. I've talked about it all before. But it was just obviously the next best coin to mine after Ethereum. But Ethereum Classic on average was outputting about $500,000 of ETC a day, which is the ticker for Ethereum Classic, compared to Ethereum, which on average was putting out more than $20 million of ETH per day. Look at this astronomical increase. I mean, the only thing that went to the moon in cryptocurrency recently has just been some network hash rates. So yeah, like the amount of coins you mine, are reflective of this. So with all of my Ethereum Classic mining rigs, for example, I was mining like 0.6 ETC a day. That crumbled all the way down to like 0.13, which went from kind of interesting to not really. For example, let's put those numbers out there. Come on, CoinGecko, why do you mistreat me? Why do you mistreat me like this? Let's try again. So 0.6, it's like $18. 0.13, less than $4. And I've got thousands and thousands of dollars worth of mining rigs, previously valued at that, on that. I mean, that's not enough. I'm burning that up in electricity. I'm not making any money mining Ethereum Classic, only getting that many coins. I might as well just buy the coin, and if I'm gonna buy that coin, I'm gonna buy a different coin. Just to put that simply. That's my opinion. You do whatever you want. Then we got this ETF thing, EthereumFair. Right now, valued at $1. This looks like another Poloni exploit. We look down here, we look at the volume, and then we got Gate and Huobi, two other cryptocurrency exchanges that do not have good reputations as well. So we do have millions of dollars in volume at play, unknown market cap, trading at $1.25, Apparently, you know, it hit over $20 a few days ago, and it's up 19% from its all-time low. Then we have ETHW, Ethereum PoW. Okay, this thing's trading at 550 right now, down 25%, down 90% from its all-time high, which that launch date doesn't even make sense, but that's a little bit of a different subject if we, you know, really fully explore that. However, you see the volume. The volume is actually very interesting on this cryptocurrency. So this is largely due to FTX. They are a massive piece of this volume, but OKX and DigiFinex and even these other exchanges are all getting pretty serious volume for this cryptocurrency. And this isn't even tracking all of the cryptocurrency exchanges that this is traded on. So if I'm mining this many coins a day, and we want to break that down into a dollar point of view, I've got 200 mega hash a second earning me a whopping 31 cents. It ain't much, and I don't even know if we can say it's honest work anymore. However, there are these alternatives that are here and that exist and that are trading millions and billions of dollars in volume. Personally, I think that Ethereum PoW, ETHW will fizzle out. I definitely think that EthereumFair, ETF will fizzle out. This is a better bet than ETF. Ethereum Classic is a better bet than both of them because it has the Lindy effect behind it. For some reason, this coin continues to stick around. For some reason, this cryptocurrency is worth $4 million. Ethereum Classic is more or less simply Ethereum PoW, but with additional years of people being involved and existing and whatever else. So again, I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I want to bring up ETH clones and these alternative coins to mine. At the end of the day right now, there's a lot of people looking for stuff to mine. They want to make the profits we were making before Ethereum turned off mining. But the fact is just this Ethereum's gone, and Ethereum's really valuable, and these other things are cheap clones. Looking at the hash rate on EthereumFair, obviously it pops up, and it's kind of leveling out here around 7-8 terahash a second. And I don't know of any mining pools that automatically flip people over to this coin, like F2 pool did for Ethereum PoW, which is why this shot up to such a high number so quickly. So I will say this can show a first mover advantage, making connections, you know, shaking hands behind the scene. There's always a little bit more than you may realize. Bitmain and their involvement, because they produce Ethereum ASIC miners and they want there to be mineable coins and they want this stuff to succeed, right? I mean, look how many different cryptocurrency exchanges this is already traded on. We talked about FTX US, but Kraken is another great alternative there. And again, there's many others at play. The fact is that this is the coin to watch right now. Do I believe in it? No. Am I putting my money there? No. But if I was going to run all my Ethereum miners, I'd be running them on this and, you know, maybe hoping and speculating as opposed to just hanging out with everyone on Ethereum Classic, truly earning pennies on the dollar. Maybe I do some kind of split. And right now I do still have my Ethereum Classic miners running. They're mining this coin and it's just not all that profitable. Personally, I'm going to unplug them soon if these conditions don't get significantly better and just, you know, utilize my electricity on other coins like Bitcoin and other altcoins that are much more profitable to mine. You can operate your mining farm as a business, consult a professional for advice on that, whatever. Why do I have to have so many disclaimers? I'm sick of this lawyer. So, you know, you can run at a loss for a bit, especially if it's close. You can expense the electricity. It can kind of work out. Things can work out decently. But if it's costing you $10 a day to run and you mine $1, it's probably not really going to work out. I mean, it depends exactly what you do. If you're a hobbyist, if it's just full-blown speculation, or if you're, you know, taking mining more serious and really building out your own mining farm. At the end of the day, the situation sucks. There's nothing, you know, nothing good about it. You know, there's no sugarcoating this, right? You know, pulling up what to mine, looking at graphics cards. There's almost not a f***ing graphics card in existence that after you pay your electric bill for mining any of these different cryptocurrencies will even put you at 0, and that's at 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's bump it up to 12 cents. Oh, only 2 survivors. Congratulations on your 2 cents. I hope your parents are proud. Newsflash, they're not. Because you spent all of your money on a graphics card that is now plummeting in value. The situation sucks. I'm not happy about it. But I will say, to pat myself on the back, and I hit myself a little bit too hard, and my shoulder kind of hurts my trap. The writing was on the wall. And this is why I haven't expanded my GPU mining in years. It sucks. It just sucks. You know, for miners in that point of view, and really even just the decentralization of cryptocurrency. The fact is a lot of people are going to turn off their gear over the next few months, weeks, especially days, and it's going to get worse. I hope this opens the door for more people to get into cryptocurrency mining long term in different projects. I hope this opens the door for some heroes to show up. It'd be worth mining. However, a lot of people are going to view this negatively, and they're going to say that no coins are worth mining after Ethereum. There's too much excess hardware out there. I think this deals a huge blow to graphics cards and GPU mining because there's so much hardware out there, and it makes you very susceptible to attacks being a young project, and it just makes it less interesting to launch as a GPU mineable coin as opposed to having a tailor-built ASIC miner. I'm not trying to sound like an ASIC shill or a sellout, but like, gone are the days where it wasn't so easy to get a good graphics card. These things are going to be so cheap, and it makes it just ripe for abuse if these coins don't have proper security measures in place. The 51% attack danger is very real for these, let's say, like a less hardened blockchain protocol, right? Just from the simple fact of like, they don't have a proper 51% attack security built in. I'm trying to, just say it simply. And the same goes for anything that's mineable with Ethereum miners and Ethereum Classic miners. There's a lot of miners out there that are looking for anything. If there's nothing good to mine and support, maybe they'll start to grab a bunch of miners and attack a coin. 51% attack it. Initiate a double spend, and maybe that's the big payday they're looking for. It's a very advanced, expensive, and technical thing to truly pull off, but it's been done. People have made a lot of money abusing coins that just have an insecure blockchain, like what we saw with Zencash or now Horizon Zen. They got obliterated. Maybe they should have supported their mining community more. And if their lawyer wants to contact me, I just want to affirm that the blockchain was insecure as shown with the completion of a 51% attack. On that lovely note, thanks for watching. You're on the Voskcoin YouTube channel, the best mining channel in the world, as proclaimed by me and the owner of Voskcoin, which would be the fastest and the furriest tails. 10 seconds tails or more every Voskcoin video, or we messed up. Let us know down in the comments below. Seriously, I hope you liked the video. These are some of the alternative coins to mine. Check them out if you want or don't. No matter what, check out that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.